Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. Let's take a look at the MoYu Axis 4x4. And before I start, I want to thank SpeedCubeShop.com for sending me this. You can stop by the store and use discount code CubeReview to save 10% on your order. I'm just going to go really quickly over how this cube moves, and it's based off an Aosu mechanism, so it's going to move really well. It's quite smooth. I haven't really had any pops on the tensions. Now, the tensions are a little bit tighter, but I don't really want to try to reassemble a Shapemod, so I'm okay with keeping them on tighter tensions. Now, because they're on tighter tensions, and because this is a Shapemod, it can catch, and it's sometimes hard to figure out where you need to align it, but the more you use it, the easier it gets. So as far as how the cube works, it's fantastic. Pick one up if you want one. I think what people want to know is what Aosu Shapemod is best. So I'm going to compare this with two other ones. I have this, I've got the Megamorphix, and I've got the Fisher Cube. Now there is also the Windmill 4x4, but I feel like these three are my favorites, and I think this would be the one to really choose between, since there are so many already. Now, obviously, the Megamorphix looks the most different. So if you want something that doesn't look like a 4x4, there you go, there's your answer. As far as how easy they are, I would say that the Fisher Cube is the easiest of these. Now, if you've never solved anything like this before, it's not going to seem easy right off the bat. But the main thing that makes this easier is you don't have to worry about orienting all the centers, because as long as you do the centers last, you don't have to worry about what place they're in. Also, once you get towards the end, this thing seems to hold its shape really well. So you could have it look like this, but some of the pieces out of place. If anything on either of these two are mixed up, it often just looks like a mess. Now, as far as how it looks when solving, I have a really big fascination with geometric shapes. And when this one's mixed up, you can see a lot of the triangular pieces sticking out, and it just looks really cool. When I mix this one up, it just looks crazy. Now, if you want something that just looks crazy, there you go. This would be it. Now, when I got this, I thought that there would be some parity issues because the pieces look similar, but because they are more mirrors of each other, and I can't really put this one here without it sticking out in a weird way, there's actually no parity error there besides the normal 4x4 ones. As far as the Megamorphix goes, I don't like when this is mixed up. That seems like an odd thing to say, but the big thing for these is how they feel when you're solving them. And when this one's mixed up, when I have this 4x4 scrambled, there's times when I have pieces like this sticking out, which I've never broken them, but they feel like they could break. I'm not saying they can, but it doesn't feel sturdy to me. And honestly, when I'm trying to solve the cube and I have pieces like this sticking out, it doesn't feel comfortable to solve. Now that's a really small detail, and that's a very personal preference, but come on. But I feel like the Megamorphix looks really cool when it's solved. But when it's not, it's just kind of frustrating for me. So one thing that is nice about this is the edges are very easy to pair, since these three edges are the exact same, these three edges, and so on. And so I mixed this up and solved it yesterday, and I did the edges in really fast time. I even think I solved the edges faster than I often do a regular 4x4. Now, there is a separate parity here because this piece in this center can be here or here, and having it in the wrong center will cause an issue that you can't have in the other one. So this does have one extra difficulty there. So which one should you get? Any of them, really. I personally like to solve this one most. I don't think this is yet available in the blue plastic or other ones that MoYu is now doing. So if you want that, you'd have to go with one of these two. So kind of in conclusion, is it a great cube? Yeah. Is it a good Shapemod? Definitely. This isn't really something that you would solve fast. If you want to, go for it. But this is something that you would just sit down and solve slowly because it's just really fun to do. So if you have never solved a supercube before, and a supercube is one where you have to have these centers oriented, so something like this, but obviously this would be shapes and not arrows, I'll have a link in the description on how to do that. So thank you for watching. Please stop by speedcubeshop.com for this cube and save 10% by using discount code CubeReview. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below, and as always, stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.